Hello and welcome to this video. We're going to be talking about the Roland X, which is right here. I'm going to tell you what I love about it and what I really don't like about it. Okay. Is it a keeper? Absolutely. Okay. So when you first buy the X, it comes with this stand that's really big and the strap. And basically, everybody, it's what I call a vanity keyboard, right? You use it. It comes with all these sounds that are leads. Now, where the real power of this keyboard comes in is on the bread and butter. It has a lot of bread and butter sounds. So, for instance, I have made my own patches. This is what you'll see in all the videos right now. Take my glasses off. This is what you'll see on these videos, guys playing rock and let's see the guitar sounds. And that's what you'll see. However, this, to my knowledge, is the first guitar that you can layer and split in 4 different sounds. I mean, you can layer or split 4 times. Much like the montage behind me, well, the Modi X behind me, or the motif. So, for instance, I'm gonna go for to my sounds that I made, and I'm kicking bass here. And here I should have a Rhodes. Here I have the same thing, but I also put horns. Now, if you notice, when I switch from one sound to the other, it did not stop. I switch and it's still ringing until I play it again. The same thing, it'll still ring until I play it again. Now, the piano sounds are good. They'll do the job, even if you were just playing jazz or whatever with a bass player. They're not my favorite piano sounds, but they cut really well through the mix, especially playing pop. Or so it's all right, now I'll tell you one of the things that I don't like. For instance, well, no, I'll continue on the positive, all in the positive. Just the fact that if you can hear, I have a piano here, but I have a layer of strings and a bass. So stand up. So it's really nice, and I was able to do a lot of love this lead. I programmed this lead. It's fully programmable, but you have to use an app, and that's good and bad at the same time. When I get to the negatives, I'll explain why. Now, for instance, here, I was able to do kind of like a Jeff Lorber thing with the piano. The strings sound amazing. Let's see. Organs. Oh, what the hell? So it's pretty decent. It has decent effects within. Even has a vocoder. And now, so I've been doing. There's a place I play downtown where the stage is very small, and basically this is all I take. I take this and a looper, and I use an iPhone app to play like drum tracks if I don't have a real drummer. And that's it. That's my bread and butter. There's not much to say. I have other sounds that these are pretty much the only sounds that I use on the pop music that I play. Um, it has very decent electric pianos, very decent Wurlitzers, clavinets and stuff like that. I don't use that much. Um, the brass, I find it that it needs something. I've tried different brass. This is the best brass I found on it. But I'm so used to about the motif brass and the Modi X that, I mean, but it cuts and it works and it's perfect. Now, I'm gonna tell you everything I don't like about it. One, you cannot program it from here, or you could, but you would have to deal with this 1981 calculator style um, display. Um, it comes with an app for the iPad where everything, all the parameters are there. It's sort of intuitive, not too bad. I was able to use it, I mean, and program all this. It was a little bit confusing. I bought some of the pianos, and actually this brass I had to buy because the ones that they had were like more like Jump, Van Halen Jump style brass. Very 1980s kind of thing. Um, it's supposed to be able to share sounds with the Phantom, certain sounds. But here it comes. Negative number one, the screens. It has two screens that are pretty much useless. All right, so instead of what is this? Like, I don't know. I mean, it tells me that I'm on my two, but I already know I'm on two here. Three. Oh, wow, I'm on three. And then when you're standing up, you don't even look at it. So, waste of space. The form factor is sort of stupid too. I mean, I know it's the axe and they wanted to make it cool. But for instance, look, I have a Lucina right here. If they had grabbed this form factor and then just added an octave and put the engine in it, this would be a lot better. I mean, uh, Let's see. The screens, I would rather have like an iPhone style screen where I can program everything from it. Okay, something that when I lay it down, it goes away. And then when I bring it up, sort of like an iWatch. When I go like this to my iWatch, it becomes available, then it's black. Same thing. You bring it like that, boom, it's on. You bring it down, it goes away. Um, this is fine. The vocoder, it's useful, I guess. I can do without it, and I think a lot of people could too. Um, we'll go to the design. They have a song player. Like for instance, if you put a USB thumb drive in here, it'll play a track from your thumb drive, which is okay. However, it has to be 48, not 44.1. It has to be 48. Um, and a lot of people that play tracks, I don't play tracks, but a lot of people that play tracks, they either play them on MP3 or in 44.1 wave files. So MP3, this does not read MP3s and it does not read 44.1 wave files. They have to be 48. So that's like a big mistake, makes it useless. I I don't need it. The arpeggiator, I guess some people would like it. I don't use it myself, but you'll see a lot of YouTube videos where they like leave the arpeggiator and then they do something else. So I mean that's cool. They want to use. Another thing I don't like about it, there's no drum sounds at all. They could have at least added one drum sound or something so that if you wanted to loop something, um, it would be there. So with no drums, now I don't know, just add drums. It's Roland. Put the 707, the 808, the 909, a couple of others. So that's another negative. Um, it's huge. This thing is unnecessarily big. I'm 5'7", and I find it. This is look to get to the octaves right here. I have to really stretch my hand, and I have big hands. So, so a little bit ago you saw me going like this way, because sometimes it's easy. I can't look right now. It's like if I'm sitting down. Not that I would be sitting down, but it's still standing up right here. This should be curved. This is completely unnecessary. So this should be like curved. This should be smaller. We have volume knob and a bunch of buttons behind. Might as well be useless because they're hard to reach. They have to figure out where they are. You can program them to do different things. Let's see what they do. All right, I just did something. Let's see. Oh, this one changes. You can change your I guess it changes the programs up and down, which is useless because I have these buttons right here. I really have to. I really struggle with the. It works, and when I'm playing, it's like. So it does work, but it's it's too hard to reach. This is built for like a really big man or woman, and then we have other buttons behind here that add like a chorus. And so this here was designed by a dentist. It was not designed by a musician. So they could fit everything over here. and make the form factor smaller. This could go away. We don't need to have the X situation. Give it a better screen that you can also program without the need of an app. And another thing that I hated about it was this situation over here is like this is how a normal keyboard is set up. But if you're playing a guitar, all these connections should be on the side. If not in front, like at least to the side, or at least all of them to the front. Because for instance, look, I'm gonna plug in a sustain pedal. Plugging in my sustain pedal. Now look, it's exactly in the middle of the keyboard. Alright, so now if I was to stand up, now I got all these chords hanging from me. So I mean, the keyboard bed, amazing, awesome. Everything is super playable. The sounds are decent. It's good. I mean, like I say, I take it every Wednesday with me to the gig, and I look forward playing it because it also it's like I say, it's a vanity thing. You know, you're standing up, people are like, "What is that?" You know, especially with all the black keys. Um, I love it. I do recommend that they have different points for the straps. Of course, a lot of you right now are saying, well, the cords don't matter because you're supposed to use it with batteries. Yes and no. When you're doing a 4-hour gig, you're going to be tired of changing batteries. So, you know, and if you're going to use it as a main keyboard and you want the pedal to be somewhere else, a good positive is that it's Bluetooth. So it has to be Bluetooth because you got to program it. So if you want to use something like the WiDi Master, that makes anything wireless MIDI, you can control another keyboards, other units, you know, so that's good. But I mean, itself, this makes you can play any gig with this keyboard alone if you don't mind getting used to the form factor and the another thing, the manual is worthless, and there's almost no information out there to how to really program this thing. It was very, very frustrating for me programming this keyboard, but it paid off. It really paid off. I do recommend it. If Roland is listening, please get rid of the 1981 computer style useless thing. Put a real one. Put a nice iPhone style, Galaxy style thing where you can actually program the keyboard from the keyboard without the necessity of anything else. Make it smaller, make it sexier, make it usable. Another thing, I know some of you guys hate mini keys, but what about maybe one with 61 keys and they're mini? And then look, I have this one. Hang on. I have this same size, but it's got 61 keys. This little Korg is there's really good keyboard. I travel with this to, you know, practice in the bus and stuff. And I love it. So anyway, that's my take on The axe edge. Of course, the big feature is that you can change the little things. I took mine off because I want everything to be black. Um, do I recommend this keyboard? Absolutely. Yes. For the price, it's great engine. I don't. I think they need to morph this one with this one. If this one and this one had a child, that'd be the keyboard I buy. Put if for people that want to play tracks, they should this keyboard should accept MP3s and 44.1 WAV files. To all this should be to the side so that you could wrap the cords around you and not be on the way. This should be smaller and more accessible, and it would even weigh less if they didn't put so much unusable crap in it. Um, and that's my take on it. I hope this was helpful for somebody. All right, so I'm gonna play myself out.